a lot of the waste that we have from crop farming moves into the ranches. And a lot of the manure that comes from the ranches moves into the farms for the crop farmers. So where it is properly arranged, both the crop farmer and the livestock farmer are best of friends.
But that was how it was before in the past.
Yes, so it was like that. What went wrong was the militarization of sections of the agriculture in Nigeria. Certain sections of agriculture in Nigeria became highly militarized, particularly livestock herding. Because a lot of the livestock farmers, the explanation they gave is that there's so much of cattle rustling, so a lot of them that are going around have to carry weapons with them. And so these people who were before very friendly and very cooperative and living in a symbiotic way with the crop farmers now became quite dangerous. They carried offensive weapons. And we got to a stage in Benue State in particular where we now had what we call the unknown herdsmen. We didn't know where they came from. They didn't speak proper Fulani. They didn't speak proper Hausa. We didn't know just who they were. And if they will enter your farm, they will kill you, they will take over your land. And we have so many. Benue State has the highest concentration of internally displaced persons in Nigeria today because of this problem of herders that are not known. Some people call them foreign herders. We just don't know where they are from. But we know that they move into your village and they uproot you from that village, burn down everything, and take over the farms. Even when you have your food stored in a barn in your farm, they will kill you, drive everybody out, and open the store and give those crops to the cows to eat. So it was completely compulsory for us as civil society people. And remember, this law was not started by the state government. It was started by ordinary people in Benue State. We were among them. And right at the foundation, we knew that if we're going to have a good, proper relationship with our brothers and sisters from other parts of Nigeria, and then any other person who is interested in coming into Benue for agricultural purposes, then there must be guidelines. And the law is the best of guidelines. This law is about the best you can get anywhere in the world, because the interests of the livestock farmer and the interests of the crop farmer are all put in here. As I said, Section 18 of the law is where you get the details.
No, I want us to take...
Okay.
So we're now on D.
Okay.
I want to explain the D.
The D. The D of it says, optimize the use of land resources in the face of overstretched land and increasing population. Of course, you are from Lagos. Most people who are in the urban areas of Nigeria know now that land is becoming an issue. In those days, when you were much younger and I was much younger, there was not so much pressure on land. Lots of forests existed, lots of fallow lands existed, but today, land is priority capital. It's not like before. So the pressure on land started increasing. Farmers are taking much bigger parcels of land for their farms now. We're having large commercial farms that instead of 1,000 farmers occupying a farm, only one farmer will take the land of 1,000 farmers. So with the changes, urbanization, and then of course climate change, with populations pushing down from the far north into the middle part of the country and towards the southern part of the country, then population explosion all over Nigeria, which we are aware of, land resource became too critical for people to just leave it like that. Then, like it said, the management of land resources needed to be made something that is open to everybody and fair to everybody. Let it not be something you gain with the gun. Because we got to a situation where if you had a big gun, if your gun was bigger than my own, your land would be bigger than my land. And we didn't want that kind of situation in Benue State. So we wanted an equitable, fair, open, and transparent management of land resources in Benue State. That's why we got the law. Then, of course, the section E of it is prevent, control, manage the spread of diseases, as well as ease the implementation of policies that enhance the production of high quality and healthy livestock for local and international markets. That's one aspect of the law that people don't look at. That the law is not just to block people from open rearing of their livestock. No, the law is also to raise the standard of livestock management. Very clear. The Ministry of Agriculture in Benue State, which is at the forefront of the management of this law, put everything in place to step up everything about the practice of livestock management in Benue State. Benue intends to be at the tip-top of livestock management in Nigeria. And like I told you, ranching is not new to Benue State, and it's not new to the Ministry of Agriculture. So that aspect of managing diseases. You see, like currently in the country, there is anthrax. is there. And everywhere you turn around, there's information going about, how you consume animals, particularly dead animals or sick animals. So part of the law is to manage migration of livestock across our boundaries. The law states very clearly that you cannot take your livestock on foot across Benue State. You cannot move from one state and say you are passing through Benue State to another state and you're carrying your livestock on foot. No. It must either be in a train, or it's in a trailer, or it's in a pickup. Somehow you carry it in a vehicle so that it does not have free mixing with livestock here. But if your livestock must enter on foot, then the livestock authorities will come in now at the border, and they will bring their specialists to check the health status of whatever you are bringing into Benue State, and they will know why you are coming on foot. Then they give you a guideline as to how to operate in Benue State. If you are coming into Benue State to settle down for ranches, they know what to do. If you just want to pass through, they will know what to do. So that the aspect of indiscriminate moving of livestock across the state is taken care of, particularly as far as diseases are concerned. The emphasis on growing quality livestock. Then subsection F, create a conducive environment for large-scale crop production. The moment livestock are wandering freely, the crop farmer is restricted. In the nighttime, the cows enter your farm and eat it up. In the daytime, if you are not in your farm, they enter it. And what actually happened in Benue State is that we got to a point where even when you are on your farm, and these guys with their cows or whatever other livestock they have meet you on the farm, they kill you. So, the crop farmer completely became endangered. So that's one of the key reasons we couldn't understand before, like you rightly observed. The livestock farmer and the crop farmer coexisted very well. And the livestock farmer could keep his livestock just by the farm, they will not enter, and wait for the farmer to harvest his crop, and whatever is the waste from the farm now is given over to the livestock farmer. But it came to a point where everything was done by force. So the law was to make sure that this kind of menace was also stopped. Then, of course, you have Section 4, the Livestock Department as a regulatory body. That's why I told you that a lot of what is given there gives us those things like when people come in, how do you get land for ranching? The ranching permit is Section 5 in the law. Everything as you do to get your permit for ranching is stated there. It's a very long section explaining it step by step. I already alluded to it when I told you that you meet any land you see anywhere in Benue, you can apply for a ranch. The first person to say no or yes is not the governor, it's not the commissioner, it's the owner of that land. So if you come to my village, for instance, and you say you want a ranch, and I'm the owner of the land, I'll decide whether or not I'll give you the land for ranching. So if the owner, the primary owner of the land says, no, I don't want to give this land for ranching, then you can't take it because the governor cannot force him. But if the man says, okay, I'll take it, then the next step is he takes you to the village head. And from the village head, you go to the local government chairman. Then you meet how big a parcel of land do you want? Where will you get your source of water? How do you make a road to the place? Where are you going to get fodder? Are you going to grow the grass, or are you going to be harvesting grass and leaves and other kind of food for your animals from somewhere else? Are you going to live on the farm, on the ranch, or will you live outside? Who are your workers? So all those things will be done. Then, of course, the security persons will come in. Then environmental impact assessment will come in. So the ranching permit is given by the Ministry of Agriculture, that department.
Then can I explain that briefly too?
Okay. The permit is basically the legal authorization that the state government gives to you that right now you can establish a ranch in Benue State. The permit tells us the size of your ranch, the location of your ranch, and the condition for the lease. Because the land is not sold to you. Nobody in Benue State sells land for ranch. You give the land out on lease.